Cool. Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Red Hair Inn. My name is Taryn Hackett, and I am your storyteller this evening. But before we jump into introductions and setting the scene and all of the fun stuff, we're going to do a quick round the table, and we're going to go ahead and introduce each and every one of our players. And today we're going to do it backwards, and we're going to start with Logan for some reason.
Oh, hi, everybody. Logan Hanley, innkeeper of the Red Hair Inn, and I am playing Phelan, a curious little guy who's off to hang out with Nadia, I guess.
Probably. All right. Let's go to Dame. I'm kidding. That's Jaden. Jaden King, all of the ego in one person, is not here at this time, but will be eventually. I figured it's only fitting to give a shout out there. But we do have Eddie next.
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Eddie, known across the socials as your humble discount bard. My pronouns are he, they. I am here today as Garekt, our former representative of the Scarlet Missionary, and also sharing the same pronouns, he, they.
No. All right, Megan.
I am Megan. I do art stuff sometimes. Pretty cool. I go by she, her, and I am playing the weird angsty Belgian humanoid who also goes by she, her. And yes.
Alrighty, Lizzie.
All right, hello, I'm Lizzie. I will be playing Nadia, the shrewd socialite from Vashmir.
That's about
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I have written
Um,
down in my character.
I love
Just
it.
one line, shrewd
Character
socialite.
Shrewd
socialite,
socialite.
yeah.
I mean, I guess that does
Very
describe Nadia very well.
Yeah,
It does.
looking for
actually.
answers about what happened to Vashmir.
Which
What she wants.
you guys will all find out eventually, because the walls of Vashmir have been closed off since the war and nobody's been allowed in or out. That is a quick piece of lore as we come into tonight, as it's going to be an important piece, because as we left last time, you guys arrived to the city of Osavel Trenton, which is where the peace talks and the final restoration talks for the war are set to conclude within the coming days. For one reason or another, you are all driven here. Now, God knows what you're going to do, because the parties decided to split, which is always a really good decision. But this was only after having an awkward introduction to the Rokirian embassy, which was devoid of an ambassador, mind you, which was weirdly prepared for almost a cell-like stone room with barred windows where you were all forced to stay, driving the Belgian sheepdog humanoid. Rather stir-crazy. Well, the following morning, you attend an even more awkward breakfast with the mayor of Osavale. No Rokirian diplomats. Clearly, they've skipped out on this meal, which, for those of you who are politically savvy, which means two of you, that's a slight. Something is wrong. That is not normal for them to have hosted the mayor and not attended. But don't worry, you met the very happy Mayor Norton Gravtaw Evers, or just Norton Evers, as he usually goes. A pretty well-rounded, happy guy, happy individual, but when tougher subjects arose, you discovered that maybe Osavale had a bit of a darker history, and maybe Mr. Evers is trying to be better and trying to do something different, albeit maybe not the right path, as was pointed out that sometimes silence and sweeping history under the rug is not always the best path forward. While having breakfast, you were interrupted by a rather dark and unsavory, but rather savory-looking Wesley Gravtaw Evers, who is the most beautiful bad decision you could make. It's very clear that he's nothing but trouble, but yes, he is Mr. Tall, Dark, Gruffy, and handsome. And clearly a little not of a big fan of the smaller Fae character, as was implied when he was speaking to Gerrit. But he dipped out pretty quickly after making goo-goo eyes at Nadia, and dipped out implying he would be working at the Galdi building, which some of you already love the last name Galdi. So implying further connections with people you may or may not love. You left the embassy, started heading out into the city, and decided that really your paths just weren't aligning. Garrick was set to go and visit the Crystal Cathedral, which is the largest temple and cathedral for the Scarlet Mission in the continent. Furthermore, the archseer of this temple and the archseer, like the prime, is what they are called. If they are the archseer at a temple, that it means they are the top cleric, paladin, whatever you want to call it. They are the top representative at that cathedral. The one who is housed at this one is known as the prime. This is the seer. This is the representative. This is the pope for the Scarlet Mission. And she is new. She has only been in this position for under a year. You all then decided, because two of you were obsessed with finding a fountain for some reason, and the dog person says, I don't care about fountains, I don't care about churches, and I am very tired. And that looks like a really nice, warm, sunny roof. And decided they were going to sunbathe while you two went hunting for fountains. So with that, I'm going to double check one of my lists here, because I need to make sure I have this name correct before I begin. Because, dear God, a few of you have asked a lot of questions, and I've had to write a lot of this down. So, imagine who that would be. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start. We'll start with let's make this fun. Who wants to go first? Because we have 3 groups. Who wants to go first in this first split party scene? If nobody says anything, I'm gonna make you all roll a d20.
You're gonna make us roll dice?
Oh no!
Good.
I guess everybody rolls a d20, please.
Yeah, I want to roll dice. I haven't.
That's fair. I don't think any of us were
I'm
gonna
gonna roll my
volunteer.
Umbral Oculus dice. I hear there's a new set.
There,
Oh,
Is there?
There
I
is.
got a 4, so I need that new set.
I got it too.
Oh
I
shit!
got a 1!
13.
Great.
all right, Megan goes first.
Wait, what?
Great.
I thought it was the lowest goes first.
I'm glad
No, I'm
Megan
just kidding, it's
is
Eddie.
the one who rolled the highest out of all of us with a
No.
13.
I love 1, 2, 4, and 13. Okay,
That bodes
Megan,
really
just
well for
lie.
today.
Just lie and tell everybody it was one of my dice. It's not. Megan doesn't use my dice.
Because Tara's not. You have one set,
I mean,
a
you-
Maldraxxi set that you never finished for me.
This is true. What
Damn.
happened was I started making dice and then never finished Megan's.
Damn.
Dear.
But with that natural 1,
Oh, I see.
Garrick. Because you were also begrudging about it. Yeah, so the lowest roll goes first. You begin making your way across Ostavale. You make your way a few blocks down the brick-paved roads. You see numerous shops, very diverse people. So this is one of the things you will notice, because you would have seen Ostavale at some point passing through in the Pit of War and probably before. It's diverse, it's clean. The people seem happy, they're well kept, at least on the southern end of town. And I mean, it is a strange sense of serenity. Serenity is probably the wrong word. There's almost an unease for you, because this hasn't been your life since. But they move on as though nothing has ever happened. No hardships ever befell them. You make it a few blocks. The skyscraper grows a little bit bigger, until you can turn to your left, and just on that northwest corner is the tall building with the golden plaque reading Galdi.
Am I alone, or is there anyone present around me? At the
You are
moment?
alone. I mean, there are people, like, we're thinking, like, busy city street. Like, there are people, but they're not really looking at you. I mean, you get a couple of looks of, like, oh, because you are what you are. But because the Crystal Cathedral is here, you're not a strange sight to any of these people, especially with the upcoming talks. They're not shocked to see you. The Crystal Cathedral is is ahead of you, and you can see that down the way. But you have this moment. You look to your left and forward. What are you doing?
I'm going to take a moment to pause and kind of collect myself for just a breath or two as I just look once more at that golden placard with an absolute just doing everything I can to hide the purest form of disgust in my eyes before I just sort of crack my knuckles, recollect myself, and make my way towards the cathedral.
Slowly making your way past the building, its shadow looming over you as you walk until finally you're in the sunlight. The shadow is broken. You reach the edge of the city, just a number of blocks before you begin your rocky styled number of steps getting up to this cathedral. But as the sun is hitting it, coming from the east side, it is beautiful. The prismatic, just crystalline shards all throughout it, the colored glass mixed in with it. It is a beautiful sight to see. The sun hitting it. It is, you understand now, seeing it before you, even if you were not somebody that bore the cloth, seeing this before you, you get now why people are so enamored, or why somebody that maybe knows nothing seeing this could feel a stirring of something purely because of this sight. You reach the steps. You reach the door, which all of this crystalline colored glass, bits of white marble thrown in for structure, but almost purely built of a clear prismatic crystal. The doors are ajar. Intentionally not like wide open, but open enough to invite people in. The smell of incense pouring from the inside. And you can hear a warm crackling of natural, non-magical fire.
I'll take a moment to sort of take in the site of the cathedral, actually sort of briefly allowing myself to look past my very complicated feelings regarding this building and actually admire sort of the beauty of it, acknowledge sort of the craftsmanship and the work that would have gone into creating such a building before slowly making my way towards the door and allowing myself in.
Okay, you enter in. The floors themselves are actually a black obsidian, sanded matte, but they are this deep black, and the contrast with the color from the prism and the colored glass hitting the flooring is, again, beautiful. As you look closer to the edges of the floor, ingrained in silver, you see beautiful scroll work with different depictions and different symbology that you recognize to the different deities of the primes, of course, all pointing towards the front where there is a small stepping up, and at the center of this circular pedestal in the floor, of course, is the silver stars. And above that is a solid red stained glass depicted with silver lining, just all of the symbology, the silver stars at the center in different shades of red, just reflecting down on this pedestal. Again, very beautiful. Walking out from one of the corridors, you see a woman. Not just any woman. This is the Prime. Clothed entirely in white, except for a red and silver scarf around her eyes and wrapped around her waist. You see this stark white blonde hair kind of coming out from under this hood as she begins to approach.
Do I recognize her?
This is the Prime. Really, I mean, this is the first time you've ever seen the Prime. You've heard of Primes, but you've never met them. So with the covering over her eyes, all you can really see is nose down. So welcome.
Your Excellency. is a privilege.
Privilege is mine. My name is Ashra Sarfina. I assume you are here to meet the new Prime?
Yes, I'm find myself in town for some business of mine own, but I'm here. I've heard many great stories of this establishment, and I thought I'd see it for my own.
It is good to hear the foes are again. Yes? Am I wrong?
There's a slight twitch in his lip upon hearing that name said out loud. Is my accent really that obvious?
Oh dear. None of us can hide it that so good. Especially. Ooh, do you want refreshment?
It has been a interesting journey. Perhaps that would be nice.
Sorry. As she is very warm and welcoming. As you look at her face as she speaks to you, there is some familiarity, as well as the last name, as it starts to slowly dawn on you. You've known someone by that name before. The features are similar. It's familiar. But it takes you just this moment as she just simply pours it is a rose tea. Nothing crazy, just very calming. Has you take a seat. So you are here for the talks?
Among other things, yes. What did you say your name was again?
Shara Sterfina.
Your name sounds vaguely familiar to me, but I can't quite place it.
You are from the same place as my niece?
Your
Yes. Miss Etta. She came through some months ago with a very strange group. But she is in the cloth now. So,
She has joined.
yes. Proudly.
I see.
She seeks to follow in my footsteps. But she's got to watch the company she keeps.
Indeed. One can never be too careful in this, well, in this
Can't say
jurisdiction,
it
one
here.
can say.
You can say these things. I might be blind, but I am not blind.
Well, perhaps some things are best left unspoken.
Well said. And while your talks continue on, we're going to go ahead. We're going to touch in with our other two lowest rolls. As you guys, you see Garrick peel off, is just determined. You guys were listening for fountains and poking around. What are y'all doing? I need to know.
Raylan, I need to go back and get a change of clothes from the embassy, and then we'll go right back out and search the city for the right fountain.
We will have this is absolutely
Okay.
No, I was gonna say this is a montage moment, and I want you guys to describe this montage. Like, this is a montage moment. This is a cinematic moment. You two describe this montage.
Okay.
Do you wait? Here's my question. Do you, when you say that,
Yeah.
do you wait for Phelan to respond, or you just like turn on your heels and go? Because that'll determine how Phelan, like that'll ultimately determine how the montage goes for Phelan.
Let's say she waits. She like raises an eyebrow. Yeah.
He sighs, but then we'll just like begrudgingly follow, and like every once in a while you'll hear like a mumble of like
Mhm.
change of clothes.
Okay, so the montage starts with like Nadia like going like tossing out a bunch of clothes from her luggage, like looking for something that looks the most inconspicuous out of everything. And I feel like there's like some like, you go up to the mirror and your Phelan's like no, and then I come back out and then it's no.
Well,
I feel like
as you're
like
tossing stuff out, it's one of those where, like the cartoons where you turn around and it's just a pile of clothes with like Phelan's hat sticking out of the top of it.
Totally. And then eventually, I feel like she does like the Princess Jasmine thing where she just finds like a shawl and wraps it around her. Like all the jewels and the stuff are still there. She's still wearing nice stuff under it, but it looks vaguely inconspicuous.
Phelan like pulls out a handkerchief that could have been functional, like functionally like some sort of scarf from his bag, and like just looks at it as if this could have solved their like hour-long montage, and then puts it back in the bag. And just, are you ready? You ready to go?
Yes, I think this is it. Let me just shove a couple more things in this bag.
And then you will turn around, and the henchman from earlier is just like,
"Whoa, henchman! I thought he was."
I mean, let's be honest, he's a
butler.
henchman.
Yeah, but
He is, but
no, I want to give the guy a
Can I ask you a
you just see him making glary faces. What?
Is there no ambassador in residence here?
Rokuria needs no ambassador.
Really? Not to keep tabs on their allies?
And just turns and walks away. Getting the vibe that ally is a strong word.
Yeah, well, clearly,
something is up.
I guess the war alliances aren't as strong as they thought.
Or, I mean, Rokuria just thinks that they're better and doesn't need to really worry about everybody else. I don't know. Like, just like Mr. Damon's dad is kind of gives off that vibe.
Just don't understand what happened this morning. I mean, it doesn't really make any sense. They lock us up in here, showing a complete lack of trust, and then they send us in their place to meet the mayor? I can't make sense of what the Grand Magister is thinking. Perhaps Damon truly was very sick. After all, they said the doctor was coming, and then the doctor didn't come, so maybe he took a turn for the worse.
I don't really think that.
You guys are making your way out.
I feel like I am, but then I'm like sort of looking back speculatively around the hallway. Is the henchman still there?
He's watching you.
Any news of young Damon?
Still bedridden.
That's...
I could explain the symptoms, but they're not befitting a lady.
Very well. Is he testing us? Is that I'm just like standing?
I don't know. I mean, you're obviously a lady. He could probably tell me if you leave, right?
He looks at you and goes,
I like this guy. And I turn around and will just waddle off.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm doing this to Jaden because Jaden's not here and I can do that.
All right.
I will say I packed everything, all of the evidence and stuff we collected on the train. Take that with me.
That is really smart. And like if Phelan if Phelan notices you do
you
that,
there during the montage, so
yeah, but you just you see like visual nod of approval and just like that silent yeah, okay, good job. That's smart. And the second you get out we get out of the compound, he immediately goes, all right, so here's the plan. We need to find a fountain. We need to wait until the time, and then we should be good. We got to knock on it, and then we should be good. We got to find.
Wait until a time?
I mean, maybe we don't. Maybe we just knock on it, but
Well, I suppose we should stake out anywhere where all of the fountains. All right. Well, shall we just wander around, see how many fountains we can find?
You hear there is a fountainous noise, like you
The
can hear one.
the vibe I
Alright.
got was that the fountains weren't in the fountain that we should go to wasn't in like the hoity-toity area that we're at right now.
I want to look around this fountain first, since it's close by, if you don't mind.
You just kind of just like the be my guest bow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the same thing with Garrick earlier. You guys begin to make your way, and there are numerous businesses, super diverse. Phelan, holy crap. This is different. Most everybody, for a moment, you're just in this moment, you are convinced that you are the shortest person in Osavale. There is this point in time where you're kind of like, oh, I get it. Joke's on me. Before you really start looking, and you see numerous goblinoid-esque, fae-esque, gnomish, even some beast folk that are your height, and there's a couple shorter. And you just begin to realize how diverse this city has, or really is, because this is the first time you've seen this. However, you smell something weird in the air. You smell sulfur. You smell carbon. You smell filth. Something's not right. Even walking by these trees and these parks, they don't smell the same. This is new to you. You know, you do hear the clicking and whirring of engines, as there are small steam engines being worked on, and you can see there are a couple, not many, but there are a couple of motorized carts. You can tell they're definitely being tested, because one of them sputters along and doesn't quite make it so good. But you make it past a few blocks, see the skyscraper. Down to your right, you do see a large fountain. A very large fountain in the center of what is essentially, you can tell, is like a shopping district. There are lots of fruit stands, just items in general. This is a flea market. This is a middle town market with a fountain. Because of the way that this street operates, though, this is Main Street. You see this sign. If you look north, as you do, you see the train tracks leading across, like in this bridge that runs across the whole top just over Osavale. And straight down, you see another fountain on the other end of the town.
To the north of us.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Main Street runs the whole length up north and south of Osavale. So you can see where this train track bridge is on the other side. That's where you see the smoke coming up. That's where you see the industrial buildings. That's where you see... You can not really see it from here, but you can kind of tell the brick and everything takes a darker turn on that side. This side, the architecture is more designed to be grays and whites and beiges. The roads are brick, but the buildings themselves are fairly bright. That way you can tell not the same vibe.
All right. Well, you want to check out a fountain real quick? Feel like this is a
Yeah.
good middle zone to do that.
Right. Okay. I'd like to investigate the fountain, see if there's any.
I mean, go ahead. Let's make your roll there.
All right. This be insight.
Can I assist? Can I assist in that?
Yeah. Go for it.
How does this
Which I
work in
believe,
this?
I think, Logan, if I recall, you roll, same thing, insight to assist, and then I believe if you succeed, that adds a +1 to hers, correct? It's been a minute.
Unfortunate.
I want to say yes. Let's do that
I think
for
that's
it.
what it was. What did
Insight.
you roll?
Shit.
That's a 2 and a 2 from me, so a 4 total.
For insight?
That's
Yeah, I know, even though I rolled 2 d10s.
D8s. 9 for me.
Yeah, I mean, you look around. It's pretty busy here.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I mean, what you're looking for is obvious, but you'll miss some finer detail here.
Mm-hmm.
So, You look around, poke around, and you don't really see anything on this fountain. In fact, the bricks are all perfect, same, nothing is out of place. Much like the
Hmm.
parks, nothing is out of place. In fact, you see somebody toss a coin in, the coin rests at the bottom, and almost as magic, the coin disappears.
That's interesting.
What's that?
Some magic in this fountain, collecting coins.
I don't think that's Matt. Really, they enchanted every fountain to get coins.
I don't know. We'd have to see the other fountain to know if it's every fountain or just this one.
All right. I mean, the odds of every fountain in this town. That's like a
Wouldn't
crazy,
surprise me.
crazy way to get city funding, I guess. But
Who can say?
he'll pull out a coin and just like flip it into the fountain. I'm watching, like, he's gonna watch it all the way down.
It sinks
Like,
to the bottom. It hits the bottom, rests for about 1 second, and then
it poofs.
yeah, there's like a couple of bubbles. It's gone.
Yeah, he doesn't know mechanical things. So that's,
Mhm.
Logan has theories, but I don't. Phelan would not.
No, but you do see another fountain to the north.
But
Right, shall we try that one?
Yeah, that works for me. Yeah, we can go that one. While I do, I'd actually like to do. Oh no, did I not take that one? Hang on. Stupid character sheet. Classes. I would like. So technically, we're not at an inn or tavern. However, I would argue that a flea market is enough of an area where there's enough like commotion and hustle and bustle and like people from like many different places gathered. And I'd like to invoke, if you'd allow, my Wayfarer ability of Tavern Talk, where I get to ask you up to one question about our surroundings.
Yep. Go for it.
So, oh, damn it. Hang on. Now I gotta actually think about how to ask a question. Before I ask a question and it's a stupid answer.
Well, and as we begin to walk, which I'll let you see all these things, and then you can ask me the question if you want.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. So stew on it. So you guys begin to make your way. And I mean, it's diverse. The people are bustling, happy, healthy. It is a strange feeling because it's this detachment, because you know, and you saw outside of these walls, by the way, it was freezing. It was snowing. It is 72 degrees perfectly. It is sunny. It is nice. As you continue to walk towards the smoggy area, you walk these few blocks, you see the massive Galdi building again. You begin to, yes, make little daydream eyes. As you walk under the railroad tracks, there is a line in the brick where the brick gets darker. You pass under this bridge. It's cold. The sky is not so sunny on this side. Those of you with any magical affinity or idea of it realize very quickly there is a magical enchantment on this archway. This is separating the two sides of the city to keep one side prettier. Whether this is for the talks or this is year-round, you're not sure. But as you step through, you begin to see brick buildings, dark brick, and weathered wood. You see bubbled windows, like if there is glass, it's the bubbled windows. It's not clear panes, it's not nice quality, but it's functional. You see open windows with no glass. You see street lamps with natural flame. as you see people tending the flame down the way. You do see soot build up. You do see people just as happy, you know, going about their day, but they do not look as nice. Just as diverse in some ways. What you start to see, you see Fae. But these are our satyrs. These are the more beast folk. You see one or two rather short gnomish figures with their faces wrapped, wearing cloaks and hoods. You see humanoid, some elven. But you start to see, and Nadia, you know enough of the history as you've studied in schools. These were the original inhabitants of Osavale. As you know, there was once a forest here. You begin as you're walking through. You recognize something that's happened here. Now, what gets interesting as you get closer to this fountain. Because behind this fountain is a massive factory and rows of them. But out to the side, there is one small circular patch with one tree. It looks natural, disheveled. It's just hanging out. It's a very old tree. You can tell it's probably seen better days. But there is a fence around it. And you get the feeling as you begin to approach this fountain, you realize that there are some eyes that start looking at you, and they are clearly, just based on your insight alone, they're watching that tree. But you get to this fountain, mostly gray, kind of not as neatly carved or intricate. You begin to walk around. And before we go to the next part, Logan, what was your question?
You answered the question. Like, you answered everything, but I think the one... No. Okay. Does Phelan... Do I get a sense that the people in this district are complacent? Like, do I get the feeling that they're just living life versus like feeling fulfilled? Like as I'm like walking by and like walking by and watching people, do I get the general vibe that they're happy and like they enjoy, like obviously they don't enjoy living where they're living, but like do they enjoy their lives, or do they just look like 9-to-5ers who have worked way too many 9-to-5ers?
They look, most of them look like 9-to-5ers. There's a couple of younger ones that look complacent. Like, could be worse, right? And Nadia, oh yeah, this is some 9-to-5ers. There's something right under the surface. There's a couple of eyes that settle on you. You can feel it. She has an ability.
Mm-hmm.
So, you pick up on... It is right under the surface. But as you guys are poking around the fountain, you look down and one of the bricks is weirdly ivory colored.
Is it on the northeast end of the fountain, perchance?
Mm-hmm. It would be. And it is at the bottom, and wouldn't you know it, there's a circle on the stone.
Aiden, I think we found it.
Yeah, I'm gonna bend over. Actually, before I do, I'll do like a quick look, and then I'm just
Actually, I think she put her hand on it. Aiden, quite fond of you. I've liked you ever since I met you yesterday morning, but what I'd like to know is, can I trust you? Because I've gotten the sense that our regard is not mutually fond.
Wait, What? Hang on. Can we rewind?
Yes.
You said you're fond of me.
Yes.
And under... Why? I
Maybe.
I don't believe that I've been
I'm gonna
necessarily...
sit down on the edge of the fountain so that we're a little like closer and I can look at you more easily. We're not like yeah, I have rather good first impressions of people. I'm rather good at forming them. You strike me as someone with a good heart, more than anything else. You seem to be surprisingly ignorant of where you have landed yourself. But I like your sense of justice, the fact that you care about others. I feel as if perhaps I represent the alienness, or perhaps even the hostility, the world that is alien and perhaps hostile to you. But I'm not your enemy. I do not think so. I think, in fact, our interests might align much more than you could imagine.
And for like once, even though he's like constantly had a response to Nadia, whether it's been like even remotely positive or just like completely sarcastic or, you know, smart, he just sits there dumbfounded for a moment.
Nadia, also, uncharacteristically, is keeping her mouth shut and waiting for you to say something. Very patiently.
While you two sit in awkward silence.
Sit in awkward silence.
Yep, you're sitting in awkward silence in this tense moment, where I will also point out one of the people onlookers is like, something is happening there. We're gonna go over to you have climbed atop this brick shopping center, and oh man, the top stone roof is so warm. It is so sunny. Like, there's a little bit of a smell of dust, but there's enough of a breeze coming off the nearby lake. There's a scent of water. Kind of reminds you of home for a second. Oh yeah. Like, this is nice. There's a little bit of a breeze. You can hear, like, the white noise of people talking beneath you. Oh yeah. There's a bakery down the way, fresh bread and cinnamon rolls. Just kind of get up there. What do you do?
Sleep.
Just
So
what
much
is it?
sleep.
So,
She's
what
very,
does it
but
look
it's
like?
honestly, it's probably gonna be the really awkward. Like, she's probably gonna try a few like spots, you know, do her little circles, maybe like mess with a few of the tiles.
Taj.
Yeah, she'll kind of like try to just like lie down and try not to. Yeah. She's basically gonna do the dog thing too, where she'll kind of chase her tail for a second and kind of make sure she's like super comfortable with herself, you know. She'll probably grab a brush, kind of just like brush a few places, brush her tail. It's very soothing. Oh, these fucking people! I don't know why we're doing all of this weird stuff. And she really starts aggressively brushing. Just don't know why we're in that stupid fucking castle with those bossy people. She's really angrily brushing her tail.
Give yourself brush burn.
Basically. And then she'll
And
kind of just like, okay. And basically try to fall asleep.
You do. You list off for a minute. You don't really know exactly how much time has passed, but it feels like a blink of an eye before you start to hear the sound of boots and jingling.
Immediately alert, and we'll have her dagger in her hand.
Slow down. There is no need for this. Like, this person standing before you is about 5'6", 5'7". Feline-esque looking at first look, before you're noticing ram horns beneath a wide brim hat with a long pheasant feather in it. You're seeing burgundy and teal and gold clothing, numerous gold bits and bobs hanging from a waistline, small jade skull and the headband.
Why? Just kind of look around. Why are you up here?
Why are you?
I'm sleeping. She'll kind
No,
of just awkwardly stand up now.
no, I see you from the building over there, and I think to myself, well, that is a sight. It is not every day you see such a sturdy-looking bitch hanging out on top of a roof.
Hmm.
I did not mean to misgender, but you are.
No,
I
no, that was right.
apologize if I'm. Okay, this
No,
is.
that was right. That's why I was caught off guard. Yes. All right.
But
Well, nice to meet you. I suppose my name is And she's gonna reach her hand out for a shake.
reaches their hand out, shakes. The name is Osred.
All right.
Why are you here? And I don't mean on this roof. I see you're tired. This is fine. Why are you here?
Well, I don't know. See, don't we all question why we're here? You know?
Existential. This is too deep. No. I mean, why are you here in this city right now?
Oh, I mean, why is anybody here, right? You know, everybody's very curious about the whole meeting going on.
This is true, but not so many people with your condition.
She's just gonna kind of she's honestly probably just gonna be kind of silent for a moment, very shocked that they just bluntly said it because most people don't acknowledge it.
It is a shame to ignore these things, is it not?
I suppose you're probably one of the first people I've met who just throws it out there like that.
I think maybe people should acknowledge the things that they've done in the sake of peace. Which side was it?
Which part? And she's gonna kind of hold up all four of her arms.
Which
I
side
mean,
you
I
fight
have
for?
I have my quarrels with both sides, but
But
well,
which one?
again, and she'll say, which part?
Fair enough. I am a firm believer in there is no good side.
I also am in the same. One side used me as an experiment, and the other as a weapon. So,
Well, one side destroy my city, kill my mother. The other side kill my family and leave me alone.
Hmm.
So, no, I understand.
well, it sounds
When I was
like you.
growing up, my mother always said when I was growing up, Manina, she told me, do not get caught on the wrong side. Yes. And so we play this line. Then one side kill her, and the other side finish us off. This one I learned. She's wrong. She's stupid. But you
What do
don't
you
look
mean?
stupid. There is no good side. It's all the wrong side. There is no right and wrong side. There is us and them. There is the people that benefit and the people they use. Yeah?
I agree. That's why I'm honestly very uncomfortable being in this city with all the you know, officials and mayors and whatever the fuck Damon and his father are.
Damon?
Just some kid we met on a train.
Curious.
If I'm being honest, I don't remember. Like I
He's
said, I
here.
don't fancy any of that. I don't care for titles.
Oh, I agree. But Damon is here.
No, I don't think so. I saw him at the last stop. Why
This
the
could get-
interest?
Rumor.
Hmm.
There are lots of interesting ways to make your way in the city and everywhere, if you know the right people.
See,
In
but all the right
fact, it
people
can.
went ass kissing and all of that.
Let me ask you a question. Um, or maybe I tell you a story. Uh, hmm. Maybe not here. No, and be mindful of people that do the ass kissing. Because why? Nobody likes that smell.
That's what I'm saying. You know, like sometimes you do it to say hi, you do it to get to know somebody, but you don't want to stay there. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. She's not smiling. This is me being stupid.
That was
I
fair.
promise.
No, this, this is fair. But be mindful. And watch for people that speak of broken mirrors.
Broken mirrors?
So you don't know these people then, huh?
No, I've only been here about a day, and the extent of me meeting anyone here has been you.
This is good, then you meet the right person the first time. You wade through all the bullshit and you skip it. I know
that
somebody.
true?
Yeah. I know somebody. I've seen others, like, with your situation. Be mindful in these talks, pay attention. But should you, I don't know, decide you want to change things for the better, or say you're sick of this and you're tired of the sickness, because people look at you like you're sick. Huh? They are
I
sick.
mean,
Look at them. They are sick. They can see all of this happening, but they do nothing. They are sick. Not you. But if you get tired of this, I have met others in your situation. I don't know if you've heard of Acadia. I don't know how you wouldn't. Make your way to Cleargate. There is someone who can help you. He's relieving the pain of seeing people get better.
see,
But
is there really relief from this? Because I mean, I've heard that before, and that's how I ended up like this.
he's a good man. But even apart from him, even if you don't want no part of that, there are others that make a difference. There's something coming. Huh?
I don't know. I mean, I've always thought the part of me that wanted to fight kind of died, so I'm not sure if I have it in me to fight the system.
It's okay. It can be simple. Do me a favor. If you go to talks, if you see a situation get out of hand, get the people out. You don't have to fight. I hear rumor. Get the people, not the pigs, out.
Out of where?
The building. I hear a rumor. I have to go notify people, but Just for your own sake. You seem like good people. Be careful. Hmm?
Right. Are you referring to the capital or whatever that place is?
Hmm.
Hmm.
But I
And
do have an appointment.
all right. How soon should I get them out? I'm not complaining. I would love to not be in that fucking place.
No, just if my rumor, because you seem like good people, you're going to this thing more than likely. If you go to thing and you start to see things get out of control, you get the good people out. My hope is other people will be informed, but
All
it
right,
can
well,
start with one. Yeah? You're in there somewhere. Don't let them take it from you.
Hmm.
That is not theirs to have, huh?
I like you. She's gonna give her hand out again.
Big firm
Very-
handshake. As they pull their hand back, there is a black card in your hand. It's a playing card. It's a black playing card with gold numbering on it. And it's just the number 2.
Hmm.
This is one of mine.
All right.
Show this to the right people if you make it down that direction. Eh?
I'll be sure to do that.
Take care. There's
Oh,
a tip
thank
of the
you.
hat as they like step back and just step backwards off the side of the building.
Holy shit! She's gonna. Can I do the little? I just look over the edge. Does she see anything? Oh my god. Well, that was either the coolest or the sketchiest person I've ever met. All right.
Why not both?
Both is good.
But that was the person we saw in the villain scene last time, right? Yeah, the one
Yeah.
who wasn't the yeah.
About what time in the day does it look like?
This is about like we're getting about 11 o'clock. And you see the cathedral, like, in the distance, is, like, the first sight you see. It is shiny. It's pretty. You can see that's where Garrick had gone. You see 2 fountains from where you are. You see the fancy fountain. You see the other fountain down the way.
Yeah, she's gonna go back to sleep.
Yep. You just tuck her back down.
Yep, she's just gonna hope
Yet-
everybody else is doing all right.
Goes back to
This-
Garrick.
They seem capable. Everybody's pretty badass right now.
Speaking of both is good. Eddie.
That was a segue right there, but okay.
your background, dear.
You know, I get it, but like,
Look at the
alright.
background.
Yeah,
It's the
I know,
background.
I know.
So, you
Yes.
You spend some time just chit-chatting with Ashra. She fills you in on some stories about Etta and how proud she has been and how ultimately, how arduous of a journey Etta had. There's also talk of this how arduous it was for her journey to become the Prime and everything along the way. There's a couple of stories from war, but you can tell she very much expects no response from you in those situations. You can tell she's really just trying to make you comfortable and just trying to give you some sense of solace is what you pick up on.
I feel like during the course of most of this conversation, Garekt just kind of listens intently and
Mhm.
very much paying attention, but just kind of quietly drinks their tea over the course of the conversation. Their face remains pretty neutral throughout most of it, but there's some slight breaks every now and then as stories of Edda are told, particularly when it comes to her signing on to the Scarlet Mission and everything that entailed. Some slight softening and some slight, actual emotion as opposed to the usual just smirk that he kind of typically carries with him on a regular basis. As they start getting deeper into the conversation and his cup begins to empty, he kind of swirls around the dregs of what remains in his cup as he just sort of ponders everything that's been discussed.
Before you leave, would you like some time with the...
You know, I haven't done that in quite some time.
Be you should. Not in that way, but see if that's what you're missing. Or is it that you know and do not wish to say?
I am curious. How long has the shadow of that golden plaque been cast upon this particular city?
Ah, my favorite. 3 months.
Any particular comings and goings from there?
Nothing I want to associate with. It is beneath my station, but between two who share a home, they let the gangsters move in. For money.
What else is there to motivate them?
They forget.
Well, then they have the luxury of forgetting.
Yeah.
Some of us are not so fortunate.
True. But we know the Silver Sun does not forget so easily.
To be perfectly frank, I'm not sure if that's supposed to provide me with comfort or further disdain.
Nothing is simple.
Thank you very much for the tea.
Of course,
It was delightful. And
anytime.
if Etta makes their way over here, please give them my regards.
I will. I miss her. I hope she's well.
I think I can honestly say the same.
Hmm.
There are a few I can earnestly share that sentiment with.
Anymore, I am the same.
This has been an unexpected pleasure. Oh, forgive me. I'd almost forgotten. I was asked by a colleague of mine to inquire if there was any news of a particular Archjusticar in the region. Does the name Narishna ring a bell at all?
There is a quake in her mouth. Like, because again, the eyes are covered, but there is a twitch in the lip. Yes. Who asks?
One who is very curious about the comings and goings of certain history in this city, I imagine.
So, person. He died. A great hero. But to no one to witness. It is strange that someone should ask. That. Are you in the company of someone who would know this person?
I couldn't say. There was a certain curiosity. They seem to know the name. I can't say much more than that.
No, it's a great tragedy. He sacrificed himself at the battle. Nothing left, but saved many people.
What were the circumstances of his sacrifice?
The only ones that know. Hollowed. But they survive.
They survive.
Last I heard, they were in one of the colonies.
Does the colonies mean something to me?
Yes, so the people that are horribly scarred by the Battle of Pitch and all the things that happened and what went off, some of the people end up maimed or mutated or having scarring. Some of them are so messed up, they forgot who they are, what their names were, and everything about them. And they, because of the number of deaths that happened, these people, called the Hollowed, cannot retain much new information, have bits and pieces of their memories, but are otherwise just lost. When they didn't know where to go or how to go home, a lot of them ended up congregating in what are called the colonies and just random little communities throughout Caining because they were the only ones that understood each other and nobody recognized them.
I see. Seems there are a great many scars.
Tell me about it. As she, motions.
Some of us carry our scars in obvious ways. Some of us not so much.
Some of them deep inside and mulled over with a cup of tea. As she, puts her hand on your shoulder very warmly. Do take care. And if you should need anything, I do mean, you may call to me.
I think I may visit this place again sometime. But
Thank you.
again, if you see Etta again, give them my regards. It has been too long.
She travels much now. In good company, I think, but sketchy.
Much could be said of this establishment, even if there are some better than others.
Fair enough. As you exit. Back to the fountain where you guys have been sitting awkwardly. I'm going to say y'all sat there awkwardly for a good, 5 minutes. Maybe 10.
How do I know? How do I know you won't use my trust to your advantage?
I suppose there really is no way for either of us to know that about each other. I understand your caution, Phelan. I think it's a lot of conjecture, really. But I can swear it to you on my name. Nadia Narisna Levovna. I mean you no harm.
Are there are other people around, right? Like kind of like lingering and watching.
There would be a good ways away. They're not an earshot of you. They are there are people making their way around the town, and then there's a couple people. Really, they're just these motherfuckers been sitting at a fountain for 20 minutes, and we don't hang out here. Look at these tourists on the wrong side of town. What the hell?
How far are we from the tree?
The tree is on the other side of the fountain. You're a good 20 feet or so from the tree.
Phelan's gonna stand up on the fountain. No, I don't think your name's enough. And he's gonna point to the tree. Swear on that. Physically, go and touch it. Make a pact with the land.
All right. She
You
stands
approach
up.
the tree. As you even look at it, you hear a low rumbling growl from the other side of the tree as one of the men is looking, and this is a humanoid looking person, but you hear a bestial deep growl.
I growl
Hold
back.
up both hands.
I growl back.
There is a knowing look down at you, and then as another comes out from between an alleyway.
I look down at Phelan. I'm like, you take the lead, man. I don't know.
I'm not moving.
Hey, Lizzie, you have heard of the Sable Mains. As you hear this and you see them and you see a fur collar on 2 of their jackets, you start to maybe piece something together. And
you know
yes,
what?
Logan, you were saying?
Phelan, I think we'll have to make that vow somewhere else.
Why is that?
These are esteemed gentlemen. Are not someone I would like to tangle with, personally. Very lovely to see you. Treating respectfully.
I
As
don't
another
have,
one comes out.
I don't have any idea who these people are. There's no they just...
I mean, there's a look of recognition. They're making beast growls. They look like human elfy things. Huh.
As Nadia backs away, I think at that point, Phelan will hop down from the fountain and trot over. To the point where Nadia...
They approach up very quickly. think a pack of dogs like coming up and like starting to circle around somebody.
Mhm. And as they do, and like I'll get in front of Nadia, and I'll reach up, and I'll pull down. I'll pull down the beard.
She's not surprised.
Well, no.
She's
Like
no.
Nadia's
Yeah.
back is like my back is
Okay.
to Nadia, just like more protective than anything. But I'll pull down and reveal that there's nothing there.
They all stop and there's a look. As two of them peel, like just kind of slowly turn to walk away. And the other one,
I'm really trying to do something serious here, friend. And I'm gonna say that in beast speech. So it's just gonna come out as like growls and grunts and like it's like guttural noises.
and in return you hear basically, do not desecrate our last tree. Got it?
I have no intention to. If anything, the fact that it's still here makes me respect this place or those who live here a little bit more. I'm making, and he just nods back to Nadia, I'm making her swear that whatever trust I'm going to be putting toward her, and she's going to be putting toward me, is not one between her and I, but between her and the world we walk. It's an oath that will follow her everywhere. So if she breaks it, the world will know.
Should, possibly check out Industrial Park, just behind you there. Check out the Far East Side. Braga might find you entertaining. But just know, you're on his ground. But you should go pay your respects then.
I don't know who.
Braga. You will. You'll smell it.
I'll nod. Land shouldn't belong to anybody, but I'll go meet with Braga and pay my respects.
You can explain that to him. We have a different sentiment here. That's all we have left.
And Phelan just nods.
There's like a turns and walks away,
Meanwhile, I was like,
watching them.
Aiden, after I swear this, will you please give me at least some clue of who you are? You just topped off one of the most notorious gangs in the city.
What's a gang?
It is a gang that they're a band of people who will operate outside the law to
Oh, like
do often
like
various things.
like bandits.
Yes, bandits in a city, more or less. Yes.
City bandits. Sorry, adding that to my notes.
So, are we going up to the tree? Is that what happened? They
Yeah,
said we could-
yes, we have their blessing. Well, we have an agreement, an understanding.
Is there any words that you particularly want me to say?
No, just I mean honestly, whatever comes. I'm gonna tell you what I told him. You're not making this with me. You're making this with the earth. This isn't a pact that. I mean, if you betray me, that's fine. Like to be honest, a lot of people have done that in my life. I'm used to it. However, this isn't about you and me. It's about you recognizing that if you were to break this, this is something that you're going to carry with you no matter where you go. So I don't care how you swear. I don't care how you swear it. Just want to see.
Oh my god, just hurry up and swear already. You people talked enough above my door this whole time. Really? Really?
All right. And then I walk up to the tree.
As you look back, by the way, by the fountain sitting on one side of it, there is about a 2.5-foot tall, little gnomish looking, creepy doll looking person. This person has stark white skin, freckles across glass blue eyes, and she doesn't blink, black hair with a shock of white in it, and is just staring at you. Wearing, by the way, very clearly circle garb.
I like stare over them. Have you seen someone? I'll talk to you in a minute. I walk up to the tree, kneel in front of it, place a hand on it. I swear to you, the last remaining tree of a once great forest, I mean no harm to the beast folk. I mean no harm to Phelan. I have no intention of betraying that trust.
And when you turn around, what you see is in place of eyebrows and beard, it's black in the sense of like darkness, like devoid of light. And you just see two piercing, almost like ice blue eyes coming from the darkness.
Oh, I must say you look much better now that you don't have that absolutely ridiculous mustache, Phelan. It's truly, where on Caining did you find such a ghastly looking thing?
I made it myself. It's
Oh my god! Short, green, and stocky. Can we go inside now?
I'm not. Wait, what?
The ears big.
I mean, they're green. I know. But I'm. He like looks down and like he's like self-conscious about the stocky thing. Like I don't know why that hit him hard, but he's just like I'm just a little guy, and like.
Look, hey, I'm thick too. I got 3 C's. Let's go. Come on.
All right.
You, not you. You, I know what you are. You, apart from the fact that I went through your bag while you were sitting here for 10 minutes, how do you feel about broken mirrors, eh?
Well, frankly, I think there's no such thing as luck, so...
Oh, that's good. Formality accepted there, because you realize that you've sat in a conspicuous location for very long time. You cannot do this in this part of town. The other side, nobody cares. This side, they care. Now come here.
I apologize for making any trouble.
Wait.
It's not trouble. It's...
I'm coming in after.
Country girl. Like, come on. As you turn, there's almost like, it looks like regular brick, but as you start to walk, it's going down. It's like weirdly hidden. As you begin to walk down a spiral staircase hidden amongst the brick.
Wait,
you hit the bottom of the stairs.
This is behind. Is this part of the fountain, or is this like a random like a random alleyway?
There's just no. This is like by the fountain. You start to walk, and all of a sudden, it's like this weird visual effect. If you realize the bricks are actually going down, the bricks were just matched up so perfectly with the brick around it. As you hit the bottom of this spiral staircase, though, you look down at this little character who hits a button on the wall, a stone, and the stairs just go whoop.
It's a nifty. It's quite a nifty entrance.
Huh.
You know,
Johnson said we'd be looking for something like this.
Johnson, eh? So, which one of you heard him then?
Oh no,
Hmm?
Neither of us.
no, we were the ones who got him out of that nasty
Did you?
bit of. Did,
We
did you
did.
not? Did you not
Unfortunate
talk to?
honor-
Sorry, you go ahead.
Didn't really didn't get too much. Johnson had like, major trauma and was here for maybe, I don't know, 10 seconds before having to go talk to the big guy.
There's the big guy here. I guess that makes sense, actually.
That's kind of everywhere, you know?
Well,
But yeah,
yes.
no, especially, if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty, you've not been to this one, huh?
No, I haven't.
Oh, right this way. As she turns and starts walking and opens a curtain, and oh my god, it is literally what you saw above ground, but magically lit, just ivory pillars all the way around. This is literal underground market. You will be looking for that booth right over there. You will notice the beautiful black curtains and the beautiful envelopes that they have stored behind that countertop. As far as if you need to speak to, oh, I don't know, a postmaster or a postmaster general, they're actually housed right over there. You little guy, I really don't know what you're looking for, but maybe magic goods, stuff like that.
Yeah, artifacts, doodads, trinkets from
Aha.
places.
Yeah, then you want to talk to that old lady down there. She's really mean and she smells like an ashtray, but she's over there. She sells stuff like that.
I should probably see the proprietor.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
What's
Oh,
your
I don't.
You're
You
here
should
with a
go see the
purpose.
artifact lady.
what's
I
your
should probably see the proprietor.
what's your name?
My name is Riffraff. That's for short, anyways. It's Rigraff. She's like says something like almost goes to say her last name as she's walking off.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. I guess.
Yeah,
Wait, which way is the proprietor?
right. That right there. To you, there's your tent, and behind that, proprietor. Can't miss it. Likes to hang out by the pillar. Looks broody.
Typical proprietor behavior, yeah.
You're Rokurian.
Me?
Mm.
Recently, I'm originally from Dashmill.
Yeah, no, but do
Yes.
did you arrive on a train recently?
Yes, the same one as Johnson. Are you expecting someone else from that train? Because I have bad news.
He told me. Did you? I'm assuming then, since you know about that, did you got the?
I thought you went through my bag.
I just didn't know. Maybe you were smart. Left it somewhere. Take that as a no.
Left what?
Didn't I bring it here?
What the doctor had, huh? You read the letter, right?
Yes.
Well,
Am
you
I?
go talk to the.
I don't.
Do you know about mirrors? Broken ones
I
in
would be
particular?
shocked if he did.
I mean,
Ah.
mirrors are things you look at yourself with. That's what I use mirrors for.
You know what? You got like that country boy charming thing. You should not lose that. It's great. And she like boops where your nose would be and then just starts walking off and is like purposely like sashaying.
Well, Phelan, I will say this is why I wanted to know if I could trust you, because we have wandered into a rather unladylike area. Really could sort of blow me up if you wanted to.
I'm probably gonna need you to talk me out of whatever we get into here, so I feel like we're in the same spot.
I wonder, hopefully. Can you tell me something about yourself now? Please, I'm desperately curious.
Well, if it wasn't obvious, I'm a druid.
Well, that was obvious. You used plant magic in the last fight we were in together.
I mean, not every druid uses plant magic, but it's okay. I mean, I wasn't lying when I said my dad was dead. So is my mom.
I'm sorry.
And most of the place where I grew up.
Well, we may be in the same boat then. Of course, I don't know, but... Where did you grow up? Will you tell me?
I feel like we've been lingering a lot. Wherever we've, like, in all the places that we've been since we started looking for these fountains. And I feel like the more we linger, the more random people are going to come up and try to introduce themselves or get involved in our business. I promise.
You won't tell me.
I promise I will tell you as soon as we're out of here and somewhere we can actually sit and chat.
I will hold you to that promise. Alright, I'm going to the proprietor. I don't know if you should come with me, actually. I don't think you have clearance for that.
He just, yep, Eddie got it right. Just the head nod to the side, like, what do you mean by that? Like, just, huh?
I need to have a private conversation.
All right. Suit yourself. That's, yeah. I mean, listen, this is,
If you're in trouble, shout.
Oh, if I'm in trouble, I'll be doing more than shouting. And he puts the beard back on.
Please don't get in trouble, Phelan.
Waddles off.
So as you guys part ways, Garrick, you're walking down the streets, kind of back in just the general direction. And you suddenly hear snoring. Very loud snoring. Above you. Coming from a roof.
This is a weird question to ask, but does the tone of the snoring sound remotely familiar?
It sounds very canid. And yes, because you guys were on a train together. And yes, you guys were.
We also kind of slept in the same space, but you know.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it sounds vaguely familiar. There's only one canid you know snores like that.
Would I happen to be able to, like, I feel like I'd be asleep but also still kind of alert. Would I happen to pick up on their
You smell about the time that's what happens is honestly there's like some snorting as you smell like Garrick.
Oh shit. And she's gonna kind of like lean over the edge and she's gonna look back, like pull back real fast. Does she see Garrick?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello there.
Hello. And she's gonna she's gonna put her hood on and she's gonna try to climb down very gracefully and act like she wasn't sleeping on a roof.
You can roll for me for that one because you did just wake up.
Shit,
So let's go Dex. Come on, bro.
God, wait. Oh God, no.
Oh God, yes. Yes. Let's make this happen.
I'd roll one.
I wouldn't. Two. It's Dex. I wouldn't make you roll for it if you weren't literally just waking up. And I know you tell what like too well when you wake up, so I'm like.
Got 8.
8 Toto. Yeah, you make it down like halfway before suddenly there's like a missed rung, and you just like boop your snoot really hard on the ladder. Like that. And you're just kind of like sneezing for a second as you land, as you boop like the shit out of your nose.
So, how did it go with the at the temple and everything?
It was surprisingly enlightening,
Really?
but also very depressing at the same time.
Oh God. Well, was it at least productive for you, or felt like it was?
I think my time at the Crystal Cathedral is not quite finished yet, but
Hmm.
it's for another time.
Well, I'm glad.
Did you have
You-
a productive nap?
Not really. A stranger approached me on the roof and talked to me. Um, yeah, for being quite honest, I don't remember exactly what about. I was half asleep when they approached. Um, they were very, very, very odd. I don't know what to think of people here.
Well, very odd would be on brand.
That makes sense. Hmm. Have you seen the other two yet?
I've not made a sighting of them yet, but I was on my way back to try and see what more I could find out on the way. They said they
Alright.
were
And
looking for a fountain, yeah?
I think so.
And I will say, you do know, like, from when you were walking, there's the fountain that was right there that you walked by, and there was the one to the north on the other side of town.
I saw
I'm
two, but don't know which one they could have gone to.
Well, the one I just passed seemed unoccupied, so I would venture to guess that they're probably at the other one.
Alright, so I guess are we making our way there?
I've got nothing better planned. You?
I also don't. Shit. Alright. She'll kind of just. Basically, she's ready to follow your lead. She's very, like ready to just go wherever you want to go.
So you guys start to make your way that way, and you experience the similar transition through that archway as all of the nicety, the warm goes away. It's cold on this side. There's the natural flame torches. It's different. This side, that there is like almost this mirror. There is some sort of magical barrier there to keep it looking nice from the other side, but this side doesn't get the same treatment. And again, you're not sure if it's an all year round or if it's because of the talks, what the reasoning would be, but you begin to pick up as you come through the town. Now, Garrick, you pick up on something a little different. As you're walking through, you're catching some side eyes. You know what it's for. There's a couple of people that look at you, close their door quickly. A couple that just look at you, clearly battle scarred, watching, but going about their business. Nobody's making a scene of anything. As you do make it to this fountain.
There's a slight look of something between a look of amusement and a scowl as they make it through that barrier, but that look quickly vanishes as the people in the streets start reacting to my presence. And the classic smirk makes its appearance again, but it definitely seems a lot more forced this time around. But he makes his way towards the fountain and tries to see if there's any sign of where our comrades might have wound up.
I will allow insight from both of you because you don't know what you're looking for.
Good, my strongest trait.
Because nobody told you we're looking at X, Y, Z out in a fountain. They just said fountain.
Oh.
12?
Mm-hmm.
4.
4. Garrick, you're like, this is a pretty shitty fountain. This is also a pretty shitty fountain. But you do notice one of the stones is off-colored and there's a circle on it.
I'm going to immediately walk up and press it. But touch it.
You touch it. Hey. You, there's just almost out from a corner out of nowhere, the 2.5 foot tall, black hair, white shock, pale skin, not blinking, looks like a creepy little doll, walks out. May I help you?
Yes, have you seen
Poking around our fountain. This is a very nice fountain, and you're just poking around on it.
Oh, yes, no,
You
it is
know,
a
you're
very
gonna
nice
break it. You're gonna
fountain.
break it like a mirror. Broken mirrors.
What did you just say?
You can break it like a mirror. You know,
Why would you
broken
compare
mirrors are.
a stone to a glass?
I. You know what? It's a old saying. You know.
Is it?
Mm.
Perhaps a metaphorical approach. After all, the water in the fountain could possibly be compared to the
You're
look of a
definitely
mirror.
at the wrong fountain.
Alright, so have you seen our companions by any chance? They are a
I don't know.
small...
I've seen lots of people.
Alright, let me... son of a bit... She's gonna... Alright. They are a small, fey creature with a very large hat. Very nice, very sarcastic. And then a very nicely dressed, very polite woman.
Light seems a stretch.
Alright, so you have seen them. Do you have them with you?
I don't know if I've seen anybody. I've seen lots of people like that.
I think you're full of shit. You just acknowledged that polite was a stretch, which means you've seen her.
And she stretches and holds out her hand.
Alright, I'm just gonna pick if she's just gonna hand a few coins. She's like, alright.
No, I believe you. I believe they're your friends because they acted just as awkward and did the exact same thing as you did. Except they sat here for like 20 minutes staring at each other making goo-goo eyes or something. I don't know. What's to you?
We basically just came to find them. We're here with them, and we got our part of our errands done.
Are you the brains of the bunch? Is that what's going on? Or what's...
God, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm just the most
Tucks the few
confrontational,
coins.
I don't know.
All right.
I'm the mouth. I'd say stupid shit. I don't know.
Well, you look like you're the hands. It's a bad joke. I'm sorry. Anyways, it's this way. As she just starts to walk and like almost like the joke when they walk behind a couch and start to, except it's into the ground.
She's just gonna kind of feel a little self-conscious about her hands and tuck away the other two behind her back and start walking down the stairs.
Geralt is just watching this entire exchange and just...
I will say, she's gonna lean back and just... I don't know what the fuck is going on.
That makes two of us.
Right.
I hoped you knew.
Make your way down. And it's a spiral staircase built out of the same brick. And as you hit the bottom, Garrick, you take that like step off and as the stairwell goes. So your friends split up. So that's fun for you. One went over there. I think she's back behind that little... You know what? You guys should probably go look for the little guy. Let her do her thing. He went over there to talk to... You can't miss her. She's an old lady and she smells like an ashtray. And, well, don't tell her I said this, but she's... You know what? I'm not even gonna make the joke. She's old. She smells bad. She's over there.
Oh my God.
Don't tell her I sent you. She stole my fucking... Starts to turn and like mumble off.
What a very odd creature.
I heard that.
Oh,
Very good hearing.
I thought the same.
You know what it's like. Just turns and starts to purposely sashay away.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
So down the way, you do see Phelan's is kind of a spectacle, but you see him meandering and beginning to make his way.
Oh, there's our friend.
And that is where we are going to start to tie it all in for the night. Just on the cusp of the conversations that Lizzie Woods answers you so bad. But no. So, parties coming back together after long naps and conversations and difficult conversations and agreements. As you all come together, not too far from where you guys are in this very moment, Junton steps down a stairwell into a cool, dark room. It's calming, peaceful. As he takes his last step, he realizes he's maybe a couple inches deep in some sort of liquid water. Something. It's cool. It's calming. It's dark all around it. Before a low hum begins to build. Blaine. As Junton begins to tell the story of what happened on the train. And that is where we're going to end the session. So,
What was that last word?
explain.
Oh, explain.
So, we will end it there for this evening. Next session will be in 2 weeks because we have our off week, and then 2 weeks, and then I think we get 2 in a row. Let me double check here because of schedules. Yes, so we get 2 in a row, and then I believe we'll have 2 in a row.
Lizzie must
one off
sit in
again
suspense.
for 2 weeks.
I'm just gonna bother Taryn for 2 weeks.
He's just gonna help me write more shit. I believe Megan will be out in a few sessions, and
I'll be gone the 24th.
yes. So we'll have to come up with fun story reasons in the next 2 episodes as to dead. Anyways, we're not gonna
Have we just discovered that is a bit narcoleptic? Is that what's going on here?
I guess that's that's now canon. Is narcoleptic. I'm just kidding. No, but we will pick up with this in 2 weeks. Again, if anybody, questions, whatever, send them my way. It's great. I love talking about this setting. So from here, we're going to go quick around the horn. Go ahead and just say, if you have a project, what you're working on, where to find you, all of those things. We're going to go in reverse. We've got Lizzie, who is helping me write the rest of my setting.
Hello, I'm Lizzie Donahue. You can find me nowhere. Except the Red Hair Inn. Join the Discord. And I will be Pie Heart in the Discord and Pioneer Heart on Twitch. I am loving the setting, and I will continue to ask you more questions, Taryn. You know
Great.
I will.
Oh yeah, I have no qualms. Alrighty then, Megan.
My name is Megan. I do art stuff sometimes. And you can find me here sometimes. And yes.
What is your Instagram? If they wanted to look at your art or
Oh,
something of that nature, would be
the
cool.
art nerd, and there's an underscore before and after every word for no reason because I hate myself. I don't know, but yes, that is it. That is all I have.
And Eddie.
Hi everyone, Eddie, your humble discount bard across the socials, content creator. You can normally find me on twitch.tv/discountbard, where I do variety content, ranging from video game first plays to Magic the Gathering content and all that other fun stuff. You can follow all the shenanigans I'm up to on Discount Bard on all the socials, and see what antics I'm up to. I do fun stuff, I say fun things, I show off my cardboard addiction. Passing it along.
You should.
Fair enough. Alrighty, Logan.
Yeah, Logan, you can find me here, the Red Hair Inn. That's pretty much all I'm doing next week. This was kind of a weird off week. Had family in town, so next week I'll be getting back to it. Don't know what I'll be doing quite yet, but just follow social things, and yeah, figure it out.
Noise. My name's Taryn at Valrook on the Insta and the Twitch. UO_dice on the Instagram as well because I've got new molds. It's official. I have new masters. I have new molds. I'm almost done with my Magic the Gathering molds, which will soon break all of you.
Yep.
And I will
You're gonna
be
take
offering,
all my money.
I will be offering 8 dice sets with 6d6 and 2 spin down d20s. I will also, at some point, I will be opening commissions for those specifically because so many people I know do the thing now. But that is a thing that is coming on the horizon. We'll be reworking some things, continued work on this, but I will be back with the dice game. It's been a nice sabbatical, but I'm ready to be back with new dice that are completely different shapes than I've ever done, and it's weird, but I'm here for it. So, with that, thank you for those of you who watched and tune in later and what all the things. Thank you for dealing with our weirdly political campaign, and here we go, and we will see you next time. Take care of
I
yourself.
forgot to say balls. So balls.
Oh, yeah, everybody. Balls. Balls.
Balls.
Balls.
There
I
you
don't know.
go.
Sorry, I switched scenes and then had to switch back really quick.
Oh, good. Thank goodness we switched
Balls.
back just in time for balls.
Just for
Just in
balls.
time for balls.
Good night,
Just for balls.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.